Hi everyone, I'll be presenting my current events informative speech. So one of the biggest problems that we face today is what to do with all of the garbage. It's a growing problem all over the world, and in this speech I will be focusing on the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. So to start off with some interesting facts, the Great Pacific Garbage Patch consists of about 7 million tons of weight. It's about twice the size of Texas, and in some parts it's up to 9 feet deep of trash. And there's about 6 times more plastic floating around in the area than plankton, which is bad because most small fish and small marine life eat plankton, so they're eating small little pieces of plastic. About 80% of the trash originates from land, and about 20% originates from oil wells and boats. And the Great Pacific Garbage Patch is also the world's largest landfill. So the Great Pacific Garbage Patch is a massive patch of garbage floating around the ocean between Hawaii and California. So I've done a lot of research on the topic, and I found what the biggest causes of the patch are, the biggest problems of the patch, and the solutions to cleaning up the garbage patch. So the Great Pacific Garbage Patch is caused by the North Pacific Gyre, and a gyre is pretty much just a system of circulating currents. There are actually multiple garbage patches in the oceans, but we're going to focus on the biggest one, which is the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. So most of the waste that's in the garbage patch is plastic that is blown in from land. Plastic then gets caught up in the currents, and it all kind of comes together and meets like it gets caught in the currents and comes together and meets all in one spot. And plastic is non-biodegradable, so it never breaks down. And some of the biggest contributors to the trash is the United States and China. So the Great Pacific Garbage Patch causes many problems to the environment. So sunlight starts to break down the plastic and breaks it down into smaller pieces. Then marine life then mistakes those small pieces for plankton or other small foods, and they eat it. And that is bad because the plastic does not break down in their stomachs, so it just gets caught in their stomachs and causes all kinds of problems. The garbage patch also blocks out sunlight because it's just so huge, and which is bad because the sunlight getting blocked out causes algae not to grow how it should, which messes up the food chain. And with all the plastic that's in the waters, chemicals are being released from the waters, which is bad because it gets into our water stream, and the fish are eating it and they get all the chemicals in it, and then we eat the fish, so the chemicals are then getting into our bodies. So cleaning up the garbage patch has been a big problem for many years, and it's almost impossible to clean it up because of its size. So most prevention methods don't focus more on cleaning it up, but more at preventing people from putting more trash in the ocean and making it accumulate to even bigger size. So I found a website that was pretty cool that it's called magicseaweed.com, and they were talking about a new method towards actually cleaning up the mess instead of just stopping people from doing it. And so instead of using nets to clean up the mess, the ocean cleanup will deploy these floating barriers, and they'll use like the natural movement of the ocean currents to help clean up the mess. So the way it works is practically all the current will float underneath the barriers, so that'll prevent any sea life getting caught up in the barriers. And all the lighter than water, like plastic, will float up to the top, and it'll get caught up in the barriers. And it's a great method. It's the best method that they've came up with yet. And they estimate that within 10 years, about half of the plastic will be cleaned up, which doesn't sound like much, but that's so much faster than using the methods they have today with just going out on boats and nets and picking it up. So it's just so huge, but that's the best way that they came up with yet. So trash in our oceans has been a growing problem for many years, but now we're finally making some advances on the biggest problems that we face today. So hopefully it will get cleaned up within the next 10 years. But it's important for people to be aware of what the Great Pacific Garbage Patch is and what it is caused by and kind of what the effects are to the ocean. And also they need to be aware of the ways that we are cleaning it up and help that come along. So here's my works cited, and thank you.